Hi, my name is Felix Alamin. I'm from Minnesota, Hudson University, Minneapolis campus. Today, I'm going to talk about telehealth system and how it can be implemented. Telehealth is the use of information technology to communicate about health issues and solutions to remote areas to manage their healthcare system. Let's look at a brief summary of telehealth system. Telehealth is the first use of electronic information and telecommunication technology to support remote areas or places which are long for people to go to hospital. The system will improve communication and coordinate of care among the healthcare system between patients and their physicians. Let's take a good example of some of the cases that telehealth can be very helpful in. Let's look at the case of Ebola some few years ago. The doctors had to travel from the United States to Africa to help eradicate this disease. As a result of going there, many of the doctors lost their life. But if telehealth was to be used at that moment, the doctors would stay in the United States and still extend their help to the people of Africa. And this will help them from getting contact with the disease. The military can also use this service. If someone gets injured in a foreign land, they don't have to fly the person back home, but they can call physicians or specialists from here, and then the person can address the patient's needs over there overseas. Now let's look at the methodology of telehealth system. How can we implement this system? The telehealth system provides a reliable tool that improves health outcome and access to healthcare. It makes the care delivery system more efficient and also make it cost efficient. The telehealth system can deliver in so many ways. It can be through your cell phone, smartphone, laptop, iPad, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at the dynamics of telehealth. So during telehealth, it can be in a form of video conferencing. What I mean by the video conferencing is the patients need to video chat the physician. Then the physician will be able to address the patient's needs. Another way is we have the audio call. The patient or the physician can call the patient through an audio call through their home, and then they'll be able to communicate. Through the system, we will need a remote patient monitoring. A remote patient monitoring is someone from the remote area, let's say a nurse or a doctor from the remote area, will be able to access the technology and then reach out to the regional hospital or the city for help. If they running out of help and they need more help, they can call them and get more ideas or more knowledge. More also, this technology can help send information or documents through the network. So let's say, for instance, someone did a X-ray in the rural area. The person don't have to mail it or fly to the regional hospital in the city for them to check it. The person can go ahead and scan it in the rural area, and then the doctors or the specialists in the city can get it and then be able to deliver care to the person. And then we will also need an encrypted internet connection. Right now we have so many scammers over here, over around trying to steal people information and cause harm. But this system will be encrypted in a way that no scammer can be able to go into the system to steal people's information. So you need an encrypted internet connection to be able to run this system. So let's look at the statistical analysis, the effective way to deliver telehealth communication. So let's say there's a central hospital and the call is being placed to the rural area. If the call goes through and the clients pick the call, it's successful. What about if the call goes through and then the clients or the patients miss the call? That means the physician can call back later on or can leave a voicemail or a message to the client. Then the client can call back later on and then get their service. Now, during the research, we did some analysis, and these are the few results that we have. So we interviewed 10 males and 10 females, and we asked them about the telehealth delivery system and then the traditional in-person visit system, which one they prefer. So 5 males prefer the telehealth system and 5 males prefer the traditional system. 3 females prefer the telehealth system, 7 females prefer the traditional way system. And then we break it down to ages. So age 10 to 20 and 61 plus. So if you look at the table, we have age 10 to 20, 21 to 30, and 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, and then those 61 plus. So we, after interviewing them, 12 people said within the age range of 10 to 20 said they prefer the telehealth system. They prefer to stay in their comfort zone and then call the hospital, and then the hospital, the doctors will be attending to them. And 3 said, well, they still prefer to go in to walk into the hospital and get their assistance. From age 21 to 30, 10 people responded they like the telehealth system. 5 said they like the traditional way. Age 31 to 49 said they like the telehealth system. 6 said they like the traditional system. Age 41 to 50, 5 people said they like the telehealth system. 5 said they like the traditional system. Age 51 to 60, 5 said they like the telehealth system, and 10 said they like the traditional system. So if you look at this table, the people from age 10 to 20, they are more innovative, they are more technology wise, so they prefer the telehealth system. And from age 51 to 60 and above, they kind of not like technology, so the number over there is higher because they still prefer the traditional way than the technological way of delivering health system. And then we interview some people from different nationalities to see their view on this telehealth system. So we came out to 5 people, 5 American. We asked them. 3 said they like the telehealth system. 2 said they like the traditional system. And we interviewed 5 Africans, people from Africa. They said 4 people said they like the telehealth system. One person said he liked the traditional system. And we interviewed 5 people from Asia, and all the 5 people said they like the telehealth system. 0 number said they like the traditional system. And we interviewed 5 people from Europe. 4 people said they like the telehealth system. One person said they like the traditional system. And then we interviewed 5 people from Australia. And then 3 said they like the telehealth system. 2 said they like the traditional system. So now let's have a look at the process of this telehealth system. So let's say there's a regional hospital and a call is being placed to the rural area. So the call goes through the network, and then the network will direct it to the rural area, and then the nurse in charge of the client will be able to get the access to the system and then deliver care to the patient. Then after that, give the report through the system back to the regional hospital. So basically, this is how the telehealth system will work. Now let's look at the technicalities of this telehealth system. The critical implementation process needs a smartphone, a tablet, an iPad, and a laptop or a desktop. So these are the equipment that we'll need in various points in time to be able to run the system very well. There should be a remote assistant. There should be a nurse or a caregiver in the rural area who will be having access to this technology or this equipment. There should be an administrative manager, to be monitoring the system in the central or regional hospital so that when the call comes, that person will be able to direct the call to the specialist or to the department that can help the patient. And then there should be a technical person who will be checking the connectivity of the equipment to make sure everything is connected right, that no scammer, nobody is going through there to steal others' information. And then we'll need a reliable internet connection to the rural area. And then there should be a source of electrification, electrified. Either you use the solar system or we're still able to extend the national grid to the rural areas to get electricity. Now let's look at the importance of telehealth system. Telehealth system is cost effective. The patient does not need to spend money on transportation because they stay at their homes and make a call, and then the help will come through the call for them to get their services. And then the telehealth system helps to extend access consult to various specialties. So if a call is being placed and one department is not able to help them, the call will be directed to the other department that can provide much knowledge to help the patient. A hospital system in the rural or remote area can expand immediately because people will be coming there, and then instead of traveling outside or moving client from one point to another, they'll come to the place and then help can be addressed to them. Telehealth is also fast and reliable. So you just pick the phone and then you call it, and then within some seconds, the call goes through and then you are able to deliver your services. Now let's look at the barriers to telehealth system. Everything has a barrier. So telehealth system, since it's using technology, has its own barriers as well. There can be network disconnection and there can be security breach. People can go through and steal others' information, but the system has to be more secure that people will not be able to go through. And then another barrier is as technology is advancing, some of these things we need to advance in it. So the telehealth system need to always get upgrade either monthly or yearly or quarterly upgrade, and then check to make sure everything is running perfectly. And then another barrier is that if the government is not able to fund the program well to be able to make it faster, if there's not enough funds to implement it more faster, that can also be a barrier or a challenge to the system. Now, to the conclusion, telehealth is very advancing as technology is advancing, and it provides needs to people living in the rural areas or people living in third world countries who don't have access to hospital. They can still call and get help from any other specialties, any part of the world. The telehealth system will also help physicians to monitor every stage in patient's life by doing follow-up with the patient through video calls. So let's say a patient did a surgery, and through that the doctors need to always call to find out if everything is okay. And through this telehealth, they'll be able to do everyday or weekly monitoring on every stage of the client's life. The telehealth system is also suitable for training healthcare workers weekly, monthly basis. It's something that the doctors can have more time on the system to train themselves and learn more new ideas. And these are the references. Thank you.